My topic today is going to be a little bit everywhere. I'm mainly focusing on influence. And to me, influence is something that has an effect on everybody at some point in time. You know, whether it's negative or positive, you know. Influences could change your actions, could change who you are, and it could change your future if you let it get to you that much. So growing up, I wasn't the best child, and then again, I wasn't the worst. So, I mean, I wasn't a bad kid, oddball, but, you know, I had my moments where I was caught up with my friends and, you know, I really didn't make smart decisions. I've had a specific group of friends that I hung with. They weren't the brightest group I ever seen, but hey, I grew up with these kids. I've known these kids for a long time, so they was my friends. So, you know, I was going to be with them through thick and thin, and we was just going to have fun. That was all that was on our mind at the time, was to have fun. We really didn't think much of our future or anything. We just wanted to have fun. So we would get in trouble for the sense of stuff, and I followed them and did the things that they did. I realized that I wasn't making wise choices, but I guess it was all a matter of me trying to fit in with my friends. And I've grown up with these kids, like I said again, and I didn't want to change my view of who I was to them. So I kind of was drawn into ignorance and just getting in trouble and all this stuff. And sometimes my conscience told me that these things were wrong, but I still ignored it. I pushed it to the back burner, and I still did the things that, you know, that we all were doing. And I realized that this wasn't the way I wanted to live my life. And my friends' lives, it just took a downward spiral. You know, some of them got involved in drugs, they dropped out of school. Some of them been in jail. I had a friend that isn't even 18 yet, and he already has one kid. He's expecting another one soon. So that's crazy to me. And I realized if I lived my life like theirs at this rate, I would never be what I wanted to be. And you only get one life, so why waste it? You know, why be like others, and why try to fit in? Because you just got to realize who you are as a person and just stand out. Because at the end of the day, who are you going to be? Are you going to be yourself, or are you going to be with your friends? And somebody told me that at this rate, I won't be anything in my life. You know, I'll probably be a failure. And this thing stuck out to me because I was clowning around so much that everybody told me this. And I started to believe it. You know, once you are told something so many times, it kind of sticks in your head and you start to believe it. And there was a point in time where it seemed like I started losing hope, and I just started getting deeper and deeper involved with my friends and doing everything that I thought was cool and fun at the time, which really wasn't. And as you see now, it took a great toll in their future. So Leadership Scholars nominated me, you know, to be in the program, and that has drastically changed my life. It has showed me that everybody in here has a potential. You know, it's no person that's smarter than the other. They can do this better, jump higher, I can throw a football better, or I can get straight A's better. Nobody is better than another person, you know. It's all of having that potential and unlocking that potential. We all have different ways of doing things. Different ways of studying, different ways of training, you know, physical stuff, all this stuff. We have different ways of doing everything, so it's not a matter that you can't do it and that you don't possess the ability. It's unlocking your inner potential and knowing which way that you can go to make that happen. And Leadership Scholars has helped me realize that that I weren't these guys. It made me want to be something more. And Leadership Scholars, it was a point, a time in my life where I wanted to be just like my friends. You know, I listened to rap music. I wanted the Gold Chain. I wanted the Pitbull. I wanted all that crazy stuff. You know, stuff that society look at as big. You know, stuff that society, you know, will put a label on you for as being hot, being great, being rich. And that's what I wanted. That's how I wanted in life, but I had no idea and no clue on how I was going to get it. And I realized that my friends were trying to take a shortcut in life. It's not always a shortcut in life. Sometimes you got to take the long road. Sometimes you got to study harder, you know, go to school, take more time to do this and that. But it's not always going to be a shortcut in life. You just can't, maybe I can do this today and I'll be cool. I'll get away with not doing this, you know. It's no shortcut. Sometimes you just got to take the long shot and give it your all. And I realized that I was living my friends' poor definitions of life. And it really wasn't me. And leadership had helped me realize that I'm better than them. And if I have a passion and I can be dedicated towards something and I have the power to get it, I'm going to go get it. Nothing is going to stop me for what I truly believe in. And I think that's important for everybody. We all get distracted by the materialistic things and everything that's going on in life. We're too busy, our agendas like this and that. We want this and that, but at the end of the day, we kind of lose sight of what our main goal and our objective is. And I don't. I try and stay focused, and I try and get whatever I want because I know in the long run it will reward me. So everything you're doing now in some way affects your future. Maybe if I say I don't do this, I don't want to do this homework assignment, then I don't get to practice and know how to do the assignment, and in the future I end up failing the test. You know, so everything you do now will have a consequence. It's kind of like cause and effect. We all heard of cause and effect, right? It happens now, the effect will be this later. So hopefully you try and do everything positive and try to make that effect be greater. And the definition of cool to me is, I don't know, everybody has their own definition of cool. Everybody wants to be cool in some way, shape, or form. You want people to look at you and just to be happy with who you are. You know, even though if you're not being your own self, you just want we are so concerned about how people view us. It's crazy. It actually changes who we are. And I encourage you guys just to be your own person. Step outside the box. You know, all these trends that's going on now in society, be something different. You know, you don't have to put on a mask for everybody that you meet so they will like you. If it's that case, those aren't your true friends, you know. Those people won't stick around long in your lives. Now, on my way to school every day, I walk to the bus stop, and I see the same 5 people there every day. It's ridiculous. They do nothing. They sit on the porch, they talk, they laugh, they drink. Keep in mind, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So they talking, laughing, and drinking, they just having a good time, and it's like, okay, they about my age too. And they look at me all cross-eyed. I got my uniform on and my backpack, my Still Marion shirt on. I'm ready to go to school, and they just look at me sideways like, dude, what are you doing? That's not cool. You know, you want a beer, you want a cigarette? Like, no, that's not me. I know what I want in life, and I'm going to go get it. And then 3 o'clock rolls around. I'm getting back off the bus. Guess who I see? The same 5 people that were there smoking and drinking, they still there in the same spot. They haven't even moved. I'm sure they haven't even washed themselves. So this is crazy to me. Like, how can you sit around and just waste your life like that? You know, and every situation that you are thrown in doesn't mean that you have to remain like that. You know, some of us don't come from the best neighborhoods, some of us don't have the best families and all of that, but it's what you're trying to be. It's all on what you want to be when you grow up. So just because you have a bad situation doesn't mean that you have to live in that bad situation for the rest of your life. It's time that we can just get up and just be whatever we want to be. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. If you do that, they're kind of running your life. And you shouldn't let that happen. And don't sit around and wait for miracles. I realize now that anything that you want in life, it's not always given to you. Sometimes you got to reach out and take it. You know, miracles aren't just going to come to you. You have to go and perform miracles. And, you know, whether it's academically, physically, or mentally, you have to change. You have to stray off from the bunch. We all can't be the same. God made us different for a reason. And it's time that, you know, we start showing that instead of being like everybody else. And, you know, life isn't easy. We all have minor setbacks. And trip up, you know, nobody's perfect. One person, I don't know anybody in this room that's perfect, besides me. But on a serious note, everybody isn't perfect. We all gonna make mistakes. But what makes you a good person is how you deal with those mistakes. If you let those mistakes crumble you, tear you down, and you live your life in the ditch because of one mistake, you won't make it far in life. I would be surprised if you end up having a job at McDonald's or something like that. Don't get me wrong, McDonald's is a good place to work. It depends on your position. If you're a man, then you're cool, but I don't know. But yeah, these minor setbacks, don't let them get to you, man, because they will tear you down, they will deteriorate you, and you will just be out of energy to be exhausted. So I've been talking a lot. I know y'all. I'm kind of sick of me talking too. So I'm gonna leave you guys with stay positive. You know, include positive people in your circle. Because if you got a whole bunch of negative people and a whole lot of negative energy around you, then your whole vibe, your whole demeanor is going to be down. You know, you're just going to live your life down. And it's just not a good thing. You want to hang with those people that make life easier, that make life fun in a good way. And just be the best that you can be and just realize who you are. And be that greater influence. Don't be that lower influence. Don't be my friends. Keep in mind, I love my friends. I still keep in touch with them. But they weren't on the right road, and I didn't want to be with them. I do not. I think that since I separated myself from them, I'm becoming a better person. And I think that I have the potential to change not only my community, but the world. So, thank you for listening.